Hello, Andrew. It's nice
Hi.
to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. So glad that we're here and finally meeting, connecting in person. So I look forward to this.
Yes, I can't wait. Um, First, could you tell me a little bit about yourself?
So I'm 29 years old. Currently married to my beautiful wife, Kayla. We've been married for about 3.5 years now. We just recently bought a home from a small village called Minerva in Northeast Ohio, and uh, love my family very, very much, and definitely very, very passionate about working in public education, and especially the middle school and the high school level. And so, yeah, I'm thankful through my past and things that I've been through in my life to just be able to give back, to help out middle schoolers, high schoolers, and also just start my own family. And so, came through a lot of dysfunction myself, and so my wife and I, um, we are striving every day, and we're thankful to God to be able to be together and working towards our future. So
That's awesome. It seems you're very family oriented and something we really look for in this company.
absolutely, I feel like family is extremely, extremely important, and I'm so glad to hear that, because that's one of my biggest goals in life has always been, before career, before education, before, is to just have a family, to have a family. So thank you.
Oh, that's awesome. What are some of your greatest professional strengths?
I feel like I'm a connector. A lot of people have told me I'm a connector, and so definitely building relationships with people. And so building relationships in the community, being able to be a bridge or a connecting piece between different people, and just getting to know people. I definitely love working with people, being around people, and so I feel like definitely that's one of my strengths. And I've also been told I'm a visionary. I can cast vision and get people to rally around that vision, and to just be able to believe in and kind of run after it. So I thrive in coming together with a team, and everybody getting on the same page and working in their role and kind of moving forward towards a common goal. I think it's something that it definitely is passionate, especially when it deals with working and helping out other people in that process. So
Oh, that's awesome. Relational mentality is so important, especially in the workforce. It's often overlooked. So that's awesome that you feel that way. What type of environment do you prefer when working?
um, it depends. I feel like you definitely need to have a. There's times when I need to have a creative environment. There are times when I do feel like I'm an I'm not really fully an introvert, but I'm not fully an extrovert either, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Like there are those times in those spaces where I need to kind of be alone in my thoughts. Sometimes, while I am a people person, I love being around people. Being around people can also be draining at times. So I do think it is important that sometimes I kind of recharge when I am able to kind of have a space to myself. And so, but I don't think that you can abuse or overuse that space. So I definitely try to find that balance of being out and around people. But in the previous job that I had, I rarely kept my office door closed. I still, even when I needed to go in my office and spend some alone time and get some stuff done on the computer or whatever, I still tried to leave the door open, because I don't ever want it to be perceived that I'm just trying to avoid people.
Yeah.
However, I feel like sometimes mentally and emotionally I need to at least have that space. But so I think it's important that I'm able to be out and around people, but then also be able to have a space to be able to withdraw and kind of focus, depending on what the task is. So, but I do try to definitely think there is a healthy balance to that.
That's awesome. I agree. How do you deal with pressure or stressful situations?
For me, I am a man of faith, and so prayer is one thing that I do, and then also I like to, once again, it goes back to having that space. I One of the things I try to live by is don't react. don't react. Something I try to tell myself over and over and over again. So, a lot of times when people get stressed, they like to react and they like to just make a decision immediately right then and there. And I'm a firm believer that you shouldn't be quick to make a decision or just react. I know that some circumstances require that, but for the most part, as a rule of thumb, I try to live by the principle of not reacting, especially when you're in a high stressful situation or there's a lot of pressure, because sometimes you're not really thinking clearly and you can make a bad decision. So I like to definitely kind of get deregulated, maybe sit on it for a day, think about it before I respond to somebody, before I make a decision. Go pray about it, check it with my wife, check it with other people that I trust, co-workers, and often try to work through it, and just try to filter through the right channels before I make the decision. So and I try to stay active as possible. I try to to keep stress levels low. I think it's important, definitely mentally and emotionally on the job. So I'm trying to eat better. I'll be honest, trying to.
Yeah.
Have a healthy diet. I believe in eating healthy. I believe in getting a good night's sleep. And I believe in being active. I also played football played in high school, and then I played a couple years at college when I was going to the University of Mount Union. So it was so I definitely believe that in the power of exercise and what it can do to you mentally and emotionally. So I know it's kind of a long answer for that, but I would probably say that don't react piece is something I try to live by.
No, that's so good. Another question is, what do you like to do outside of work?
I love to spend time with my wife and my family. We often like to go hiking. We'll go get an Airbnb and go at different places around the world to go hiking. We did some hiking last year, so enjoy nature, getting outside, being active. Actually going to be getting my bike fixed. I'm going to do a lot more. I'm planning on going bike riding this spring and summer, and so I'm really looking forward to hitting up some bike trails.
That's
so
awesome.
so just doing stuff like that, just hanging out with friends and family. Sometimes in the summertime we get a volleyball net. We have people over at our house a lot, so we'll play volleyball and just hanging out, grilling, stuff like that. So definitely those types of things.
Yeah, that's amazing. Last question. Tell us about a time that you failed and how did you deal with that situation?
Oh, I have failed many, many, many times. I would say one of the times that I really failed was probably my first year in working with the company that I was at prior to. I was learning and growing in a lot of areas of my life, and I got so much thrown at me at one time that I was kind of living in this reactive mode instead of this proactive mode, almost that first year of working there. And I felt like through that, I just felt like I was always failing. Like the whole year I was always trying to play catch up, and it was learning and growing. But that whole year I was just feeling like I just wasn't on top of my game. And so I feel like I've learned, like I said, I think failure is a part of the process of life, of growth in every area, whether it be spiritually, financially, with your family, whether it be professionally. I think failure can, I'm not afraid of failure. I think failure can definitely set you up for success if you're willing to learn from it. You can't be afraid to try new things, but I definitely feel like that first year made a lot of mistakes and learning how to communicate with people in the proper way, and learning how to be prepared, and so I learned how to be more proactive as opposed to reactive. And so but yeah, definitely that first year was really, really tough for me, and thankful for good I believe in mentors, definitely, and I had good supervisors and in my life, some men in my life that were able to help me out. And so I believe in that. Even as you grow, I believe that you always should have mentors in your life, people, elders, so to say, as well in your life, people that can correct you and teach you and you're willing to learn from and help you through your failures and can see your blind spots. So I'm thankful that through all my failures, I've been able to have people there along the way to kind of help me out. And so I hope that that is a big part of the culture of this company.
Yes, for sure.
And because I would definitely look to build those relationships, connections, and I'm willing to learn and grow here. So yeah, I just kind of, I guess that was my next question. Do you guys kind of foster, or that was the question I had to ask, you know, do you guys foster a culture of mentoring and, you know, helping out those that are coming into a new position?
Yes, we do. That's one of our biggest priorities here is we really try to bring that mentor-mentee mindset and philosophy to this business because, like you said, your perspective, it's so important to growing, especially when you're young and you're trying to make your way up. Without failure, you can't really be successful. So I love your perspective on that topic.
Awesome, thank you. Another question, what is a typical day, you know, just what it look like for me coming in? I'm just curious what a typical day would look like.
Typical day, be there early. We love it when our people get there early and you get there and work hard, get to your classroom, get where you need to be, and really, you know, get prepared for the students and everyone that's going to be there that day that you're going to be teaching. No matter what you're doing in meetings, just be prepared. And so yeah, just make sure you're prepared in the day. So
awesome. Be prepared. Show up early. Okay, so I'm picking up that preparation is key.
Yes.
And being prepared. So awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So
that's all.
Any more questions you have?
No, I think that's it right now, and I hope that we can, you know, just continue to build at least a relationship. I really hope that you consider me, and like I said, I'm passionate. I'm willing to learn. I'm willing to grow. In all these areas, and I appreciate you just taking the time out to at least give me a shot, give me an interview.
Yes, for sure.
And so if the door opens, I'm hoping that I can be a good fit and give it my all for this company. So,
yes. Thank you, Andrew.
thank you so much. Have a good one.
You too.